Hello, class. Good evening. Can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me and if wala namang background noise or kung mas malakas yung boses ko kaysa sa background noise. Okay, nice. All right, great to hear that. Thank you, Sir Joseph and Sir Alfred. Good evening, everybody. So, kumusta naman kayo, guys? Hindi ba kayo affected ng bagyo? Chikahan muna tayo. Kasi medyo matagal tayong nawala eh. 1 week yung pahinga nyo. Ano yung ginawa nyo during the 1 week? Giniginaw. Same po, Sir Kenneth. Giniginaw. Tsaka, ang pangit nung panahon kasi dito sa amin, sa umaga, mainit siya. Tapos sa gabi, sobrang lakas ng ulan. Kaya nakakaano, nag-a-attract ng sakit. Sipon tsaka ubo. Good evening din po, Sir Rolly. Ay, Sir Rolly, may tanong ka pala dun sa Slack. Nag-wave ka kanina. I-send mo lang po, sir, yung full question mo. Okay, si Sir Joseph naman, inaral yung Redux. Ang hirap po. Oo nga eh. Feeling ko nga, well-deserved break yung 1 week na free. At least may enough time kayo to study. Anyway, since tonight, we will just continue yung module 7, lesson 14 kasi hindi natin siya natuloy last week. So yun lang yung i-discuss natin tonight. Then for Friday, we will discuss module 8 na. And then do you guys want to discuss module 8 lesson 16 sa Saturday? Or ayaw niyo na magkasunod? Kasi Friday yung module 8 lesson 15, tapos yung module 8 lesson 16. Tentative pa yung date. Pa Sige, react lang kayo if okay lang sa inyo na Saturday yung tawag nun, yung module 8 lesson 16. Kakatapos lang ng sipon ni Sir Alfred. Sana all okay lang yan, sir. Ako nga medyo nawawala, bumabalik, gano'n. Good evening din po, Sir Owen. Alright, so we are already, okay, 12 students right here in the Zoom meeting. So, sige, it's already 8. Sige, wait natin yung iba guys By the way, ang dami ko pang hindi nare-replyan, ang dami yung chat sa akin ng weekend. If meron kayong questions na gustong ma-address dito sa comments, yung mabilisan lang guys na questions, yung mga bugs na, kunwari may mga bugs kayong na-encounter, sa Slack natin siya i-discuss kasi medyo matagal siya na usapan. Okay, wait tayo ng 2 more minutes. We will start by 8:03. Inom lang ako ng water. All right, so it's already 8:03. I guess we can start. By the way, class, I forgot to mention as well that Ma'am Rhea informed that may classmate ata tayo na international who's watching the recordings. So I'll try to teach the lesson in English or Taglish at least. So just let me know if meron kayong hindi nage-gets kasi baka may technical terms akong masabi. Okay, so chat lang kayo. Sabi ni Sir Joseph, may inaral po akong Redux pero lalo ako nalito. Gumamit sila ng map state to props. Hala, hindi ko yun alam, Sir Joseph. Hindi kasi ano, tawag nito, hindi ko rin nagamit ng deep dive si Redux sa buong career ko, naks. Ano, so hindi pa ako maabot diyan. Pero it's nicer na inaaral niyo siya. Yun lang ano, since baka 'pag iba yung approach baka malito kayo. So, master niyo muna yung basics like yung store, yung selectors, tapos yung actions, tapos yung use selector tsaka use dispatch. Okay? So everybody ready? Can you guys react? Any emoji? Any hand emoji if you are ready. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 reactions. All right, so let's start. So just a quick recap. During our previous discussion from the last week, we discussed about setting up the mock API, right? So if you guys can still remember, we have, I think it's mock API.io. Let me open this. All right, so this is the API that we are using to retrieve the contacts. Okay, so to retrieve the contacts for our phone book application instead of using the contacts that we hard-coded as an array. Okay, because if you guys remember, initially we are hard-coding the 4 initial contacts. Okay, so for this module, what we want to do is we want to retrieve the contacts from the mock API that we have set up. So it is this data instead of this hard-coded data from our app.jsx. All right. So with that, we set up the mock API. Then we did a review regarding the 3 phases of JavaScript promises. All right, so we have the pending, we have the fulfilled, as well as the rejected. Then we learned that whenever we are creating actions in Redux, we are only allowed to create synchronous actions. Okay, because since our action generators returns functions, Redux expects us to return synchronous functions only. Okay, since we are returning an object. However, in the case of HTTP requests, guys, we are returning a promise. All right. So since if you still remember from JavaScript, promises are always asynchronous. All right. So since it is asynchronous, it parang lumalabag siya sa rules ng action generators natin in Redux, wherein it has to return synchronous action. Okay? That's why what happened is that we introduced a middleware. So when we say middleware, it is this one. So it does something to the action before sending it to the reducer. So this illustration right here, this shows the chronological flow of the events or the data that happens when we are using Redux. So first is that the changes in the states is triggered by a click or an event from the UI. Okay? So say for example, clicking the add contact button. So after that, since the event handler is triggered for the on-click event, the event handler will dispatch an action. Okay? So once an action is already dispatched, this action is responsible for describing what change should take effect to the state in the store. All right, so this is the description, kumbaga. So, since this is asynchronous in the case of promises, we will inject a middleware in the middle of the actions and the reducers so that this middleware can be parsed, or yung term is can be serializable, because if we don't parse it, if we return an async function from our action generator, we will get this error saying that a non-serializable value was detected in an action. It means it needs to be serializable, so that's why it needs to return an object, okay? And not a promise. So dapat hindi siya async, okay? Ganon siya. So once this is serialized by the async func, okay, it is now capable of being read by the reducer. So si reducer, siya yung magde-decide what the change is that will be applied to the state in the store. So yung change na yun na gagawin niya is going to be decided depending on what data or what payload it will receive from the action object. Okay? So, ganun lang siya, class. Ayun. So, the issue that we are trying to solve here is this non-serializable value in an action that we are getting whenever we return an async function sa action generator natin. Okay? So, ayun, nagkaroon tayo ng middleware. We introduced the concept of middleware. Then, we also introduced the concept of thunk, because the word thunk is uncommon in layman's term. So, the term thunk is said to be um aligned with inserting operations at the beginning or end or at the middle of a process sa programming. So, thunk siya kasi in-insert natin siya in between the action as well as the reducers. Okay? So, the NPM package that we used for the thunk, kasi this is the concept and then this is the NPM package. Okay? So, this is the Redux thunk. So, siya yung reason why it is possible for us to create asynchronous function generators or action generators pala, sorry. So sa Redux thunk na to, we have a method or a function named create async thunk that we are calling in order for us to create an asynchronous action generator. So this is the syntax, create async thunk, and then function call. Then it takes two parameters. The first parameter is the action type. Okay, so let me show you the functions that we have declared during our previous discussion. So we have one pa lang ata. Fetch. Okay, one pa lang. Ay, joke lang. We have three. We have already created three, guys. So the first part or the first parameter is the action type, which is similar to what we have declared sa ating actions.js from the previous discussions from the past week. And then the second parameter is the async function that we are returning in our operations.js. Ayan. So, ito siya. Ito yung pinaka-action generator. Good evening din po, Sir Mark. Okay? So, si async function, guys, ano siya? It is a callback function. Okay? Wait lang. Let me just open the ceiling fan because medyo umiinit. Be right back. Hello, ayan. So, open ng ceiling fan natin. Medyo mahangin-hangin. Alright. So, going back, guys. For our async function, it is a callback function. Okay? Meron siyang dalawang parameters. Then, the first parameter is an object ID that can be passed in the body of the request. Ayan. So, I think ayan, eto pala siya. This is corresponding to the payload. Alright? So, parang dyan natin ipapasa yung payload that we will be using in order for us, hindi, it's not the payload. Sorry, my bad. It is the request body. Okay? So, dito sa delete contact, since we are sending a delete HTTP request, we don't need a request body, right? We only need the parameter. Ayan, parameter ID for us to determine which contact we want to delete. Okay? However, in the case of the add contact, since this is a post request, so remember guys, yung post request, it requires a request body because this is where we are passing the data that we want to add in our tawag nun, database. So I'll add a comment here, post requests require a request body in the form of an object. This is the contact data. Okay. So on the other hand, for our delete contact, I'll add here delete requests do not require a request body. Do not require a request body. Only a parameter. Param ID na lang siguro guys. Only a param ID which corresponds to the item to be deleted. Ayan, ganyan siya. So that's why right here in our delete contact function, we are just passing the contact ID as a string. And on the other hand, for our contact or for our add contact, we are passing the contact data as an object. Okay, so I'll add here pala delete request do not require a request body, only a param ID which corresponds to the item to be deleted in the form of, or dito ko siya ilagay sa itaas, only a param ID in the form of a string which corresponds to the item to be deleted. Ayan, so ganyan siya. Okay? So, the second parameter, guys, is the Thunk API. So this is the feature that comes built in with the Redux Thunk package. Okay. So here are some of the properties that are included in the Thunk API, but we will only use the reject with value. So this is the function that is responsible for rejecting the promise in the catch body of our try-catch block. Okay, since this is a promise, so we have to handle, so we have to add error handling, okay? Para aware yung user natin kung nag-fail ba or nag-succeed yung kanyang promise or yung kanyang HTTP request. Ayan. So I think it's a given, or we must know na kapag nagsisend tayo ng HTTP requests, it always have to be in a try-catch block. Okay? So for our try block, we just send the HTTP request and then return the data from the response if there is. On the other hand, for our catch block, we are returning thunk API that reject with value. And then we are passing the error message as the parameter sa reject value or reject with value natin. Okay? So, that's what we discussed during our previous discussion last week. So, we're already done with creating the asynchronous action generators in our operations.js. However, we are still lacking, we are lacking something. So we need to, kasi 'di ba class, we are passing or we have to call the action generators in the reducers. Okay? Kasi remember, si actions, it just describes how the state will change, but the reducers is responsible for applying that change to the state. So the action generators need to be accessed by the reducers. However, as I told you again, class, C reducers natin, this can only support an async function. Or kasi, ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, we are declaring here, or we are describing the change of state that we want to apply. Ayan. So, these are para siyang reassignment ng states, kumbaga, yung reducer. Okay? So, since this is a promise, we can't directly assign it here in the reducers, in the reducers property of our contact slice. So, that's why we need to introduce another property which is known as the extra reducers. Okay, so it says here that the extra reducers field is used for handling actions that are not defined within the slice. Okay, so itong reducers we have here, add contact tapos delete contact. So this is valid because we are defining the change of state inside the actual slice. But in this case, since this is async, we cannot directly declare or define this axios that get inside of our reducers. That's why we need to use, or we need to apply them in the extra reducers field. So let's finish the definition. It says here, which often includes asynchronous actions. Ayan. So, kapag ka asynchronous action, need siya na i-assign kay extra reducer kasi bawal siya. Labag siya sa batas ni reducer. Okay? So, create async thunk or actions defined in other slices. So, ito, we will not discuss this. Ito lang. Kasi ito yung need natin sa ating homework. Alright? So, ayan. Never mind nyo na lang yung question. Ayan, kasi sa sa previous na batch, sa Epson 2. But basically, yung question na to, what are the difference between reducers? It handles as direct, paano ba? Direct description ng change of state, whereas si extra reducers, it handles indirect description or indirect action declaration. So, siguro mag-add tayo dito. I'll add here. So, the name, guys, is called extra reducers. So, I'll add here a comment. Our reducers, this handles synchronous wait lang, handles direct action declaration inside of the reducer function. Tapos, associated with synchronous action generators. Tapos, on the other hand, we have extra reducers. This handles indirect, meaning, wait lang, indirect action declaration, meaning actions, wait lang, action generators declared outside the slice, outside the create slice, wrong spelling siya, function. Ayan. Handles indirect action declaration associated with asynchronous action generators. Okay, so ganyan siya. So, ayan, we already have the extra reducers. So, wait lang, let me just check guys yung to make sure na nasa tama pa akong kung tama pa yung tinuturo ko. Baka kasi nag-segue na ako. Wait lang. Hmm. Okay, sige, sige. So, after this class, okay, so after nating ma-apply si extra reducers, hindi pa ito complete. Okay, wait lang. May glare pala yung aking camera. Anyway, this is still not yet complete, guys. So, the reason is because we cannot declare our imported ito kasi i-import natin to eh. We cannot declare them directly just as how we declared the action generators dito sa reducers natin. All right? So in order for us to declare them or to import them and apply them sa extra reducers natin. By the way, ayan, tatanggalin natin to later. We have to go back dito sa Module 6, Lesson 12. Ayan. So, in our Module 6, Lesson 12, guys, I introduced to you a builder callback function. Okay? So, ito, hindi natin siya I'm not sure if naano ko siya. If naano ko siya, guys, tawag na to. If na deep dive or na-explain ko siya sa inyo. So, let me know na lang sa chat. Kung baka kasi nalimutan ko lang kasi medyo matagal na din since we discussed it. But essentially, we have to use this together with the extra reducers, okay? So let's define it first. It says here that the builder callback function allows us to build a reducer by chaining methods that define how to handle different types of action. So the syntax for this builder callback function, guys, ganito siya. Extra reducers, dito natin siya i-assign guys sa ating extra reducers. Okay? So, the syntax will be builder and then arrow function and then function declaration builder. Okay, I think ganyan siya. Sige. So, I'll add the function, I'll add some comments here for the definition. So the syntax or extra reducers should be used in together together with the builder function. The syntax for the builder function is an arrow function taking builder as its parameter. Taking, I think this is an object, so I'll add here taking the builder object as its parameter. Wait lang. We will then use different functions from the builder object to chain methods declaring asynchronous action generators. Ayan. Okay? So, si builder function class, ayan. Arrow function siya that takes the builder object as its parameter. Okay? So, this builder object right here, it has, tawag nito, it has functions, okay, built-in functions that we can use to declare the action generators that we will import from the operations.js, okay? And one of the functions that we will use is the add case. So I'll add here another comment, add case function. This is a function from the builder object that allows us to chain the asynchronous action generators. Okay? So, kumbaga, this is what we will use in order to declare the reducers. Ayan. So, ito, parang kumbaga class, itong tatlong states or phases of the promises that we declared as regular actions, we will translate it as cases. Okay? Cases, kasi add case yung function. Cases of the reducers depending sa kanyang promise state. Okay? So, each of these async func will have a state. So, tatlo siya. Tatlo yung, paano ba? Tatlo yung functions for each action generator. So, we will have a function that is corresponding to the pending state for the fetch. Then we will also have a function for the fulfilled and then the rejected. Okay, and then same as well kay add contact and lastly kay delete contact. So it means we will have 9 in total. Okay, 9 cases or 9 action generators. So let me show you the syntax. Ganito lang siya, guys. So add case, si add case naman, dalawa din yung kanyang parameter. Okay, so I'll add another comment here. Takes two parameters. First is the promise piece. Wait lang. First is the action generator with the promise phase. Tapos second is the description. Wait lang. Second is the description of the change in state. Ayan. Second is an object referring to the description of the change in state. Okay? So, medyo madugo siya class. Medyo technical siya pero try natin na isa-isahin. So let's start with, ayan, start ako dito sa fetch contacts. By the way, ano na siya class, ano, since na-discuss na natin kung paano ginagamit si async tag, I will comment this one out na yung first na ginawa natin na async function na wala pang async tag. So, i-comment out ko siya. Tapos ito, let's rename this as fetch contacts na lang. Ayan. Okay, so naka-export na siya. Dito, I think we have to import it. So, import natin sila, guys. Itong tatlong to. So, I'll import it in our contact slice. This will be fetch contacts. Tapos, we also have add contact. And then, lastly, delete contact. Ayan. Tapos, dito sa ilalim, after we are done importing them, let's add or let's pass the first parameter, guys, action generator with promise phase. Okay? So this will be fetch contact. Unahin natin si pending. Ayan. And then, this is the second parameter. The second parameter, sabi dito, is an object. Okay? Object referring to the description. So I'll leave this as an empty object as of the moment para hindi kayo masyadong ma-overwhelm. Alright? So, after nyan, I'll add another case. So, yung case naman na to, this will be fetch contacts dot fulfilled. And then, ayan, first parameter, second parameter is empty object. Tapos, add tayo ulit ng case. This will be fetch contacts dot rejected, comma, object ulit. Ayan. So, ganyan yung kanyang syntax, guys. Okay? So, ito yung meaning nung sinasabi natin kanina na chaining methods. Okay? So, yung meaning ng chaining methods, guys, pinagdudugtong-dugtong natin yung function call. So, para siyang ganito. Add case, dot add case, dot add case. Ay, sorry. Dot add case. So, this is what it means to chain functions, okay? Meaning of chaining functions. We will chain the function calls. Okay? Kaya sunod-sunod natin silang tinatawag. Ayan. So, ganito siya. So, let's add 6 more. Okay? 6 more cases for the add contact as well as the delete contact. So, siguro I'll just copy this. Then it's going to be dot. This will be add contact na naman siya. Imbes na, wait lang. Sumobra ata tayo ng tuldok. Then this one is add contact as well. Pati ito. Ayan. Then lastly, I'll add here, delete na naman. Delete contact. This is also delete. Ay, sige. Ganyan na lang. Oops. Delete. Sige, manual na lang natin. Okay, delete. Ayan. So, okay pa ba kayo, class? Can you guys react a hand emoji? Any hand emoji kung nakaka-follow pa? Okay, syntax lang muna tayo ng builder function. Then, discuss natin kung ano yung purpose ni extra reducers. So, yung purpose niya, it's for us to declare asynchronous action generators And in order to declare it, we need the builder function. Okay? And then we discuss the syntax of the add case function from the builder function. So nested functions na tayo, guys. And then we are passing the function or action generators that we declared sa async func natin. And pinasa natin dito yung corresponding na promise phases. Okay? So may pending, fulfilled, and rejected for each. Then, we will discuss later yung laman nito. So, if okay naman guys, let's take a quick break muna. Let's be back at 8:45. Okay? Ayan. Pahinga muna kayo and digest everything. See you! Hello, class. Pa-react naman ako if you're back already. Kindly react a heart emoji. Choose your color. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Ayan, marami na. Sige, if you're back, I guess we can continue now with our discussion. So, ayun. Sige, wait lang ah. Alright, so we're already done with defining the first parameters nung ating add case function. So the next parameter that we have to declare is yung ayun, yung changing nung states. Okay, kagaya ng similar to how we are doing it here in the reducer, wherein we are describing how the state is modified. Okay? So I think let's do the same right here. So let me just copy yung mga states that we have to update for this one. So, yung object natin, guys. Wait lang. Object. Hindi pala to object, sorry. Arrow function. Second is an arrow function returning an object referring to the description. So, ito yung action generator natin. The second parameter is the action generator. So, since if you guys remember, our action generator in this case, we have two parameters. We have the state and the action. So, this is the same case for our extra reducers. So, right here, I will declare state. I think state lang to. Yep, we don't need an action for this because this is the pending state. So, oops, sorry. This will be state that is loading equals to. Ayan, ganyan. So, we will just declare the change in state that we want to apply if this reducer is called. Okay? Let's do the same for the fulfilled na phase. So, for the fulfilled phase, this is the action generator. Okay, we have state that is loading is false, then we will assign state that contacts to action that payload. So, I think ito siya. It's the same here. We can also apply this state that error equals null, by the way. Ayan. So, it's like we are just copying what we have previously declared here. And then we're just transferring them over to the extra reducers property. Okay? And then lastly, for the rejected, error lang siya. Error is equal to, ayan, action, okay, action.error.message. Alright? So, for the add contact, wait lang guys. Let me just copy yung action generators for that contact slice. Add contact. Wait lang. This is the contact slice. Ano? Contact slice. So, yung add contact natin. Replace ko na lang class para mabilis tayo. Pending, fulfilled, rejected. Ayan. Ito yung laman niya. So, we have updated the is loading through. So, similar lang siya sa pending fetch contacts. Then, we will add the state.error equals null here. Then, we will push to the contact state. Okay? Similar to what we did here dito sa add contact natin na synchronous version. Okay? And similar to what we have also applied sa success na fetch contacts natin dati or last week. And then lastly, for the delete contact, ayan, ganyan siya. We have, for the pending, same din, is loading is true lang siya. Dito, mag-add tayo ng state.isError, null. Tapos state.contacts, we're just filtering the contact ID that we have retrieved from the action payload. And then lastly, for the delete contact, same lang din sa rejected, sa add contact, and sa fetch contacts. Okay? So, ganyan lang siya, class. Ayan, medyo mahaba-haba siya, but, ayan, that's the that's the price we pay for setting up Redux. So, that's why, if na-remember niyo pa, I told you na complicated is set up si Redux. Okay? So, pa-react ako, guys, if nakaka-follow pa naman so far. Feeling ko ang dami na natin ginawa. Or ang dami ng terms na na-discuss. So, yung ginawa natin, ayan, may umiiyak ko si Sir Rolly. Kapit lang, sir. Anyway, so far, ayun, recap ulit. Yung ginawa natin is, nag-introduce pa lang po tayo ng extra reducers in order for us to apply the async func. Okay? Tapos, in-introduce natin si builder function para magawa natin si extra reducers. And then, after natin ma-declare si builder function at si add case na function, in-import na natin tsaka in-apply na yung async funcs na dineclare natin sa operations.js. So, ito na yung finished product nung dalawang part na yun, yung extra reducers tsaka builder function. Okay. So, sabi ni Ma'am Marilu, hello po, sorry late, kakakuryente. Okay lang, ma'am. Hopefully, okay lang kayo dyan, ma'am. Hindi kayo affected ng bagyo. Sabi naman ni Sir Kenneth, dalawa, ma'am, yung nag-update ng state. Yung isa async, yung isa sa sync. Currently, sir. Pero, since, di ba, your homework requires na lahat ng changes natin or yung contacts pala natin is hindi na natin siya locally i-store. So we are required to replace all those existing reducers, which is yung sync. Okay, kasi ito yung kung naalala nyo pa, ito guys yung sa local storage na nakastore. So with that, sir, since papalitan na natin lahat ng async, ayun, tama yung na-mention niya, sir, we will have to comment these reducers out. Ayan, so wala na sila. So basically, yung reducers natin ngayon, it's just an empty object. Okay? Empty object na lang siya. Then, lahat ng reducers natin ay nasa extra reducers na. Sabi naman ni Sir Joseph, yung filter sync siya since di naman need. Yes po, very good. Ayun. Tama pala yung nasabi ni Sir. So, it means si filter slice, no need na siyang palitan. Ayun. I guess tama naman pala yung sagot ay yung question din ni Sir Kenneth. So, yep, correct po. Dalawa yung reducer natin. We have sync for the filter and then async para sa ating contacts. Okay? Ayan, sige po. Welcome po. Okay, so kung okay na tayo sa ganito, class, wait lang. Let me check kung ano yung next na step. Sige, wait. Let me run ito Check natin or ipapakita ko sa inyo what will happen if we are using or after we have replaced the sync versions of the reducers with this async version. All right. Wait lang. Mag-run lang ako ng terminal. Let me just run the terminal. npm. By the way, ang weird ng ilaw. Hindi ko siya masyadong maliwanag. Nasa itaas kasi. Kaya nag-glare yung camera. I can't resolve. Okay, wait. Mag-npm install lang ako, class. PM install. Okay. So as of the moment, we have an error. So error rejected. Okay. So I have to replace my mock API link. Wait lang. Let me just replace the mock API because I think it's expired. Hindi ko ata napalitan yung version. Or hindi ko napalitan yung link. So let me copy this one. And replace this one with a newer API. Tapos, let us check. Ayan, okay. So, as you can see, class, we are now successfully retrieving the contacts that are coming from our mock API. So, kapag inopen ko si contacts, you can see the name is Joe Hewell, Tony Gleason, Alvin Hills, Matty Douglas. Wait lang. And then, once we open the live server, ayan. So we have Joe Hewell, Tony Gleason, Alvin Hills. So it's showing that we have successfully retrieved the contacts from the mock API. So if we also check the Redux toolkit, guys, ayan. So as you can see, initially, since this is async, for every action, dalawa yung madi-dispatch, okay? The pending action will always dispatch and then followed by either fulfilled or rejected. So in this case, we have two pending. Ayan. I'm not sure bakit dalawa to. Siguro it has something to do with strict mode. Okay, ayan. And then after, since we have successfully retrieved them, it's giving us the fulfilled state. Okay, so let me try adding another contact. Let's add Rachel Green and then add contact. Okay. Sige, let's add a new name. This will be Monica Geller. Add contact. Ayan. So add contact pending and then after that, we're seeing a fulfilled state. And if we check in the 12 or the 13th entry of our contact state, ayan na si Monica Geller. And once we check the mock API, ayan. So we have also added Monica Geller here. All right. So it means we have successfully added it in the mock database from mock API. Okay. And then lastly, let's try deleting naman. Kunwari, let us delete Jasmine Greenfelder. So let's click this, and as you can see, we will dispatch a pending phase of the delete contact action and then fulfilled once we have successfully deleted. And so right now, 11 na lang siya. And once we check mock API data, ayan, so nawala na si yung PhD. Okay? So it means tama yung code natin, guys. Okay? So, okay ba? Gets naman so far? Kung ano kung paano nag-work yung async na functions or action generators. By the way, ulan dito, class, so medyo maingay. Dinig niyo ba yung ulan? Hindi ko dinig yung boses ko eh. Wait lang ah. Hello, ayan. Vague naman class, kung ganito, pa-comment naman ako sa chat if I'm still audible sa
Sige,
edits.
rinig po. Naririnig mo.
Okay, great to know, sir. Buti ba kayo dinig niyo kasi ako sobrang ang lakas ng ulan talaga dito. As of the moment, bigla akong bagsak kaya hindi ko na gano'n dinig yung sarili ko. So anyway, ayun. That's it for the eto, yung remaining natin na topic for the async topic. Okay? Pa-react ako class if nakaka-follow pa kayo. So, again, to recap yung ginawa natin is we just declared yung ating extra reducers and then imported yung ating asynchronous action generators. Alright? Tapos, okay, nice, nice. Clear naman daw so far. Okay. So, wait lang. I think I forgot to mention to you guys pala kung paano siya ini-import. Kasi need natin ata siya na i-import. Wait lang ah. Delete contact. Dito sa ating app.jsx ata. Sige, open ko lang yung app.jsx natin. And then, let me see kung ano yung dinidispatch natin. Add contact. Ayan. So, ito, since we have already commented out yung synchronous na reducers, we need to replace this import right here with the version from the operations.js. Ayan. So let me just import this one. Import, ay mali. Add one pop. And Redux operations. Let's do the same as well for delete contact and then fetch contacts. Okay. And then, wait lang. For our use effect, we will remove this kasi hindi na siya galing sa local storage. So I will remove the part wherein we are importing and saving from the local storage. And then I'll add a new use effect which dispatches the fetch contacts that we have imported from the operations. Okay? And then, after niyang ma-dispatch, si handle add contact naman, I think we can remove this na since the mock API is responsible for handling the duplicate. So, ito na lang yung laman niya. Okay, and then for the delete contact, ayan, same lang din. Walang mababago. Ayun, so ganun lang siya class. Alright? So if okay na kayo class, let's take another quick break. Let's be back by 10 and then discuss natin itong remaining na part. So yung remaining na part kasi for the module 7, lesson 14, more on refactor lang siya guys, tsaka optimization. So I think kaya natin itong tapusin na 20 minutes. Alright, so ayan, i-digest nyo muna yung builder function. Let's be back by 9, kahit 9:12 na lang.
out na tayo guys. Mag-end na daw ng maaga dahil may power outage kila Teach Rad. Bye guys. Ingat guys. Ingat, 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 ingat.